This is Jordan D. Brown reporting The Nation, reporting New York. We're live on the Upper East Side as residents recovered from a 4.8 magnitude earthquake Friday morning. Grounds rattled as an earthquake rocked the East Coast, with reports of the tremor in New Jersey, Connecticut, Massachusetts, and Pennsylvania. The earthquake was reported in Tewksbury, New Jersey, which is about 45 miles from New York City. While the earthquake left little to no damage, New Yorkers were still rocked by the city's first earthquake in years.
Roughly this morning I was making my coffee. I heard this loud noise for about a few seconds. Wasn't sure what was going on, but then later on I got a phone call that said it was a minor earthquake, and then I was like, whoa. It was quite an experience. The building shaked for a few seconds. Let me say correct, a few seconds. The building shaked, and it was just like a very loud noise. And then after that, it went away.
When I first felt it, I said, what is this? And it went out. I said, no, it's not a construction site outside. So it really was an earthquake. And I go take the phone to call my boss, and then I see it on the news. And that was it. But this building, it really rocked it. We're on the 21st floor, so it really shaked.
And as the other lady said, the building did shake.
Yeah.
High-rises did lean back and forth. But we know buildings are secure.
If you ever experience an earthquake, make sure to stay indoors, take cover under a table, and stay away from windows. This is Jordan D. Brown reporting The Nation, reporting New York. A car-free Manhattan may sound like a fantasy, but that dream comes true once a year on Earth Day. On April 20th, the city celebrated Earth Day by turning a portion of the streets into car-free zones. This year, a total of 53 streets and plazas across all 5 boroughs were car-free zones, making it the largest ever car-free Earth Day in New York City.
New York's an extremely dense city. It's one of our pre-war cities, so the importance of having days like this where streets are made for people, it's very important because it promotes a much environmentally friendly city, but it also it provides more of an active environment for New Yorkers. People are happier being out and about. The streets are cleaner, they're safer, and yeah, it really reduces congestion, and it makes overall, yeah, it just makes the city a lot more safer for sure.
To entice New Yorkers to ditch their cars, City Bike offered users unlimited 30-minute rides on a classic bike for 24 hours.
Basically, it's like they shut off Broadway to let people bike and walk around for Earth Day, so there's no car traffic for the whole day. I think it's good to have a day where like people could just get together and enjoy the weather. And also it's good because a lot of people are providing information about Earth Day and stuff like that, like environmental related things like that.
After the success of this year's event, we'll have to come back for next year's Earth Day to see if the car-free zones will continue. This is Jordan D. Brown reporting The Nation, reporting New York. Nia Curry, coming to a venue near you soon. Curry is jump-starting her music career in New York City and started with her first solo performance at the Delancey in the Lower East Side this past Thursday.
It was so much fun. My friends and my family came. I got to see my twin brother. I got to see my mother. And it was just a really great time. I got to show some new songs that I recorded, or I haven't released them yet, but they're coming out soon.
The Nashville native performed her songs Old and New and debuted 2 of her latest country singles live for the audience. As Curry enters the country music field, she joins a small number of black country artists in the industry. Only 3% of country artists represented on radio airwaves are people of color. The number gets even smaller for black country artists, with just 1% of representation. That all changed when Beyoncé took the music industry by storm and released 2 country singles ahead of her latest album. Cowboy Carter continues to break record after record each day since its release on March 29. Curry shared how Beyoncé's latest release inspired her to pursue country full-time.
Oh my gosh, I think that she opened so many doors for black people in country. Even her being the first black woman to be on the #1 spot in Billboard country, that's insane. And I think that was also inspiring to me because it's like, you know what? I want to do what's authentic to me and my experience. And I think that there is kind of a need for certain experiences that aren't highlighted as much in music. So that was very inspiring to me. I loved it. I'm really excited to listen to the full album, but I know she killed it.
Traffic like this often feels inevitable in the city, but the Central Business District hopes to reduce traffic time with this program. Drivers will be charged a toll to enter Manhattan, starting below 60th Street. Passenger vehicles will be charged $15 at the toll. We spoke to a few New Yorkers about their thoughts on the toll and whether this will change their commuting plans.
I usually take the city bike or I walk around the city. The congestion toll, it's interesting because, you know, there's people in the city that live here, they have cars, so it can definitely be a problem for them. And I understand if people coming into the city, they should maybe see a tax or something like that, but if you're in the city, I don't think you should really be seeing that.
And does this change the way that, like, you travel in the city? I know you said you mostly take the subway or bike, but about taking Ubers as well. They're adding on a congestion tax to that price as well. Does that change your thoughts on how you're going to get around?
It's not something I considered, but now definitely will be on my mind when I'm taking an Uber.
You heard that right. If you take an Uber, Lyft, or taxi in the city, you'll receive a surcharge added to its initial cost, ranging from $1.25 to $2.50. While the average New Yorker commutes by train and walking, many people have differing opinions on the program.
I'm all for it. I think it's a great program. I know a lot of people are complaining about it who live in the outer boroughs and in New Jersey, but, you know, most people in Manhattan can get around on public transit, and, you know, I think this is one of the few pedestrianized cities in the U.S., so anything we can do to keep it that way is probably good.